Welcome everybody to the Hybrid Radio podcast on Hybrid Radio. I see we have some problems. There we go. The audience is applauding. The audience is cheering. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's cut this down. That's right. This is all right. You can keep sharing. That's fine. That's fine. All right. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. This is the High Radio Podcast. I am Jarrell, your host of the show. And
start that from the top, bro.
yeah, so if you guys never heard this show before, or if you guys, this is how it works. I usually sit back, talk about some new music that came out, do some reviews. Also, I like to do some news topics, but this is actually going to be a shorter show today. We're just going to do some... an album that you guys been waiting for. The new Jay-Z 444 came out, and I'm finally going to give a review for that. I know you guys been waiting for that. Yes. All right, sit down. Yes, thank you. Yeah, so we got that review coming out, and, you know, I've been looking for some new co-hosts for my show, and today I got another guest host on this show. Give it up, everybody, for the one and only, what do you want to be called, Benji or Benjamin or just Ben? Before I bring you out, which one do you want?
Nah, man, Samm Davis, man.
Samm Davis. All right, that's right. Your name is Sam.
Samm Davis.
Give it up for Samm Davis, everybody.
What's going on?
Give it his full name.
Samm Davis, I'm definitely in the building, man. I want to say, man, thank you very much for having me on the show. No, it's a pleasure.
I want to thank you, actually, because this show, I got to tell you guys, we are recording in the lovely high-class town of Basking Ridge, New Jersey. Oh, yeah. I had to bring the whole studio audience over here, and I appreciate you all coming out. You don't mind carrying your folding chairs out you're walking out here, too. I appreciate that. But make sure, you check under your chairs at the end of the show. Right. Everybody get some gum.
Right.
Gum under the chairs.
Right. We giving away TVs like Oprah, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gets one, man. You know what I mean? But no, it's definitely a pleasure to be on the show.
Thank you. And I just want to say right now, my bad. I mixed your name up. I'm thinking of different name, and I don't know why I called you Ben.
I ain't know if that was part of. See,
like,
originally I didn't know if that was part of your show or something. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't want to fuck your flow up or nothing
making up names of people.
But yeah, that's cool though. You know, sometimes you got to do that. I don't think I look like a Benjamin though.
No,
I think you might look like a Benjamin.
Yeah,
but I definitely don't think I look like a Benjamin.
I'm a Benjamin Button because I'm getting younger by the day, right?
Oh shit!
You see my complexion getting like smoother and everything like that.
You gotta relax.
Okay.
Yeah, but but I'm happy to be here, man. And so we here to talk about the 444 album.
Exactly.
So what was your thoughts, man?
I'm actually going to get into that, but first, I'm sure you all are wondering how I actually met Ben. Is not his name, Sam. Sam. How did I met Samm Davis? Because let's give a little quick story of how I know you. I'm actually my second job, which I will not say the name of yet until I finally get out of that motherfucker.
Yeah,
he's a regular customer that comes in.
He supplies me things that I need to rap and smoke.
Yeah, I can get things,
Yeah,
I'm like Margaret Freeman.
He's a supplier of finely rolled cigars and things of that nature.
Let's make sure we clarify. They sell a lot of other things in the store besides that, like food,
shit. See, now you
milk,
gave them too much information.
So I don't want them to
wasn't going to tell them that you work in the store.
I don't mind.
I was just trying to paint you as a supplier, but now, now you might as well tell them what you do, man.
Yeah, the feds are watching or listening, I should say, so I got to be safe. Nah, so you're my regular customer. You come in.
If you ain't really doing it, that's what people don't understand. You look at certain rappers and entertainers or just people in general who might portray a certain lifestyle and you wonder to yourself how they can continue to last so long portraying it. And a lot of the times the reality of that is that, they really not living that. You know what I'm saying? It's just an act. You know what I mean? So
deep, man. Deep.
Yeah, but that's the reality of it. So that's how a lot of people get over and continue on with propaganda and things like that. You know what I mean?
We're just too early for all that heady stuff, man.
I feel
Let's
you.
Bring it down. Let's keep it light, you guys. Right? Keeping it light. All right. So good. So I'm just saying, I know the guy comes in, buys stuff, and that's how we met. And that's why once we talked about this Jay-Z album that we're gonna do. He said he's a big fan of the artist. I said that we should come on the show. We're going to see how this works. If he's a good host, you let me know if he can come on for some more podcasts with us.
Yeah, so, all right. So I want to start off by saying I'm not really a fan of nothing.
Yeah?
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm not really a fan of nothing. It's I have a certain appreciation for certain things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I like to categorize it like that because to me, the word fan is just a little too extreme. Like,
little
you
too,
know what I'm saying?
little too giddy, a little too girly.
Yeah, like, it's just too.
I think the difference between fan and fanatic. I'm not saying you're a fanatic of who we're going to talk
Right,
about. You can say you like what he does, and
I appreciate the man for what he's contributed to this business and what he's provided for us creatively. So you know what I'm saying, of course. But I just don't like the term fan too much because it's just.
I figure.
But anyway, though,
actually, what I'm a fan of is that you brought some beverages here for us to have.
Oh yeah,
I haven't done a shot on the show for a long time, and today Sam has been nice to bring some.
Let's definitely do that.
What is this here we have?
We got some Jack. We got some some good old Jack.
Yes, sponsor of our show today is by Jack.
Jack Daniels. You know what I'm saying? Jackie O. You know what I mean? That good Jack. So we're gonna take a shot, man.
All right.
We're gonna take a shot to hip hop. We're going to take a shot for Jay-Z and the 444 album and this review.
All right.
And we're going to take a shot for me not being a fan of a motherfucking thing.
All right. So I'm sure you guys are ready for this review now. Let's get into it. But before we do, I got to chase that. Right. It burns. It burns.
Nah, I'm good. I just need a little water.
Yeah.
Sometimes the throat gets parched. Pause.
Yeah. People still say pause.
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was still like no homo, but I guess you can't say that.
No, whoa.
That's too.
Yeah, you pushing. You going into
politically incorrect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's pause.
Everything's politically correct nowadays. Like,
yeah.
It's so crazy. A woman telling me the other day that the word female is offensive to her now
because male is in there. Yeah, they need their own words that are piggybacking off of our
word. Oh shit, nah.
No, it wasn't that. I thought that was the reason.
No, they were saying that female is a term used, by scientists to classify a certain species.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not really a proper way to address a woman.
Okay. How do you address a woman like
a woman?
Nice titties.
Woman.
Nice boobies, man. No, all right. So I'm happy that we're this show. I was driving up here.
Yeah.
I'm tired. So I'm like, I'm not gonna have any energy for the show. I
right.
gotta have Sam bring all the energy.
Yo,
I appreciate that.
It's funny because it's always like that with us podcasters, man. Like I got a podcast too, the Samm Davis Hour podcast, and it's funny like that, man. You know what I mean? Like you sometimes you pick the worst day, like you know what I'm saying. Like
show, yeah.
You think you picking the right day, and you pick it so far in advance. You be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this 2 weeks from now, on a Friday night. Yeah. Like you know what I'm saying, like some unrealistic shit, but it sounded good at the time in your mind, so you did the shit. But now it's time to do it, and the person's like really ready to do it.
Yeah.
And now you just sitting there like, damn, I don't really want to do this shit. But then, it all changes once you get in the room and really.
Yeah, once you start, the mics are on and everything like that, you start talking.
Right.
We get into character. We are performing for you guys right now. How are you liking our performance so far? Thank you. All right. So I got to explain to you, Sam, how our rating system works before we get into this.
Yeah.
So I have a rating of 5 things.
All right.
The top thing, if you think the album is amazing, it's a blessing from above, we should be praising it for the times for forever. That rating is praise this. Very simple. Now, if you think the album is very good and people should own it, that's a buy this. That's a tier below.
Praise this, buy this.
Okay. So then under that, if you think the album is okay, there's some good songs, some bad, but you should still listen to it, just download this. Get it for free, however you get it for free. Under that is if you don't think anything's good.
Under that?
Yeah. You say skip this, meaning don't listen to it at all.
Oh, shit.
Don't waste your time. And under that,
something under that too.
If you think the album is absolutely an abomination to our existence, and you hate the fact that it exists, it's a fuck this.
Oh, okay.
So all right, so you get that in your head, and we're gonna get into this review.
Fuck this should have been like option number 5 or 4, because like that shit is a good one.
Fuck this.
Fuck this.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the lowest of low, man. You don't want to get that rating. And I unfortunately have had to give them out a few times.
Yeah, that's not coming on this review.
Yeah. All right. All right, so let's get into this right now. We are going to review the new Jay-Z album, 444. With me, helping me out is Sam to review this new album with me.
Right.
Now, Jay-Z, rap mogul, entrepreneur, this is his 13th studio album this year, and many speculate this surprise product because it dropped out of nowhere was an answer to his wife Beyonce's Lemonade album from last year, which featured several hints of infidelities in their marriage. And similar to her album, and yet another desperate attempt to get us to sign up to his somewhat failing streaming service, Jay-Z released this album 444 exclusively through Tidal on June 30th. Now, there was just a little catch to that because everyone else had that. You had to download the album. Download Tidal to get it, to listen to it for free. But this time, he's like, you know what? He made a deal with the phone carrier Sprint. So if you wanted to hear this album, you had to not only subscribe to Tidal.
Shout out to Sprint.
But also you had to get a contract with Sprint, or you could do what I did and just wait a week till this physical copy came out and to get that.
Them payment arrangements is holding me down.
Yeah. That I was not playing with that.
Sprint.
Yeah,
Samm Davis endorses Sprint.
I'm not.
Let's just put that out there now.
I thought it was ridiculous that I had to do that, but since he put that on a physical copy,
Sprint,
I'm cool.
They'll
pay you, man. They'll pay you. Chill. The check's in the mail.
You see me hustling.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, I've been with Sprint for a long time, but
all right.
Yo, but check this out. I did all that shit and I still couldn't listen to it.
Yeah.
I had Sprint and I downloaded Tidal for the free trial.
Yeah.
And I tried to play the album and I couldn't play it. So.
But you eventually heard it. But you'll get into that in a second, how you heard it. Now, his last album, Magna Carta, Holy Grail, came out in 2013, and it had mixed reviews. And then personally, I felt that the album was a little too atmospheric and forgettable, because that time was that Yeezus album came out, and they were trying to do this whole darker hip hop trend was happening. Right. And I didn't think it worked in Jay-Z's his discography, his style. Personally, you might want to debate me on this, but I think his best album is his 8th album called The Black Album, which was advertised as being his final record, and that one, every single track had a different producer. So I thought it flowed really well, and that was somewhat of a deep album because of songs like December 4th and stuff like that.
Well,
I thought it was pretty. Well,
I'm gonna tell you now. That's a great pick if you're gonna pick a Jay-Z album to be your favorite. That's definitely one of my favorites. It's not my most favorite. It might be one of my most favorites, but it's kind of hard because for me, it's the Hard Knock Life album.
Okay, it's from '98.
Of course, Reasonable Doubt, Blueprint, American Gangster.
Oh, you like them all equally, or are you ranking them down?
No, I'm not ranking them. I mean, I don't mean to say them in that order, but these are just some of the albums. The Blueprint, of course. I think I said.
Yeah, everyone think the Blueprint is his best work, so I can understand that.
I wouldn't say it's his best work, but I would say it's definitely a different time for Jay when he did the Blueprint. The Blueprint was really his. That was really his mark. That was really him setting his flag down and saying, all right, I got this for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna have to respect this. And by him calling it the Blueprint, obviously KRS-One already had an album called The Blueprint, but for him to call it the Blueprint was really, was actually him being prophetic in a way of just showing you the blueprint of how to get to where we're at right now with 444. In my opinion, I think that Jay is that introspective. I think that he can see that far into what he's doing, and project it that far within his mind that he would understand what he meant when he said the Blueprint and where it went from there. I mean, even with the Black Album, that was like a mimic off of Jordan's career. Yeah, which was genius. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. We had seen it before. When he said he was going to retire, I was in that small circle of people that was like, "That's bullshit." You know what I'm saying? I know this album is fire. The Black Album is amazing. I struggle sometimes with that and the Blueprint, and then American Gangster is a very slept on album by Hov. And then you take it from there, and then you also have the Blueprint 3. Was an amazing album as well.
Yeah, it was.
But it was very commercial. And because of the fact that he had that New York record, which was so big, it ended up as the Yankees theme song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That kind of, unfortunately, it was so polarizing that it took away from the fact that it was so hip-hop. Yeah. It actually became so commercial that you labeled it pop. Because it just was and he had records with people on there that was very unconventional and different, different BPMs, just a different style.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he went abstract on that album. But then I want to come to 444 right now to say that as a Jay-Z
Not fan.
not fan, but as a Jay-Z admirer, an appreciator, I have to fuck it. I'm gonna say a fan, yo. I'm gonna say a fan because I'm gonna tell you why. The first time I ever heard Reasonable Doubt, I was 15. I was on the streets. I was running around with older dudes. These dudes were like 20, 21. You know what I'm saying? They selling crack. You know what I mean? We hustling. We on the block. We moving around. We driving fiends cars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So we in a fiend's car one day, me and my big homie, and he pops in his tape and his Reasonable Doubt. And I noticed I said tape. So he pops in his tape and his Reasonable Doubt. And every word, every line, the nuances, everything that was said and the way it was said on those records touched so close to home. I remember the lines, nowadays nowadays somebody gotta admire me from 4 fiends away. You know what I'm saying? Like that line was very pertinent to me because on the block, literally, I'd be here in front of the store, 4 fiends away is my big homie.
Yeah.
Serving.
So the album's like personal to you. I see that way. That makes sense.
It blew my mind how accurate and spot on it was to what was really happening. You know what I'm saying? Like the way he spoke to it was amazing to me. So it was like, yo, this is incredible. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then to move forward in his career and to have the big pimpins and the I Just Wanna Love Yous and you know what I'm saying? And to have some of those bigger records, girls. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? What was very significant about that record, Girls on the Blueprint. Yeah. What was so significant about that record to me was he said he had an Indian chick. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Why that was important to me was I'm Indian and Portuguese. Never in hip hop had I heard anybody speak of Indian. Period.
Right.
And for him to say that, it was a big up. And it was like, damn, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and to most people that meant nothing. Yeah. To me, that meant the world. To him, he probably didn't even know what it meant to somebody like me. But that's what that meant to me. It meant to me like, yo, he recognizes that we exist. Because in hip hop, nobody recognized we existed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And now you have artists like Nav, who's under Drake and OVO. He's from Toronto. He's Indian. And he's seeing success right now on the radio and on mainstream. And you had Jay Sean, who was another one who's Indian. And then Jay-Z went and did the record where he sampled the Bollywood record.
Okay.
Yeah. That was huge. That was a straight Bollywood record. That record's huge in India. You know what I'm saying? And for him to have jumped on that was like, damn, he really knows that we around. And he like, this is his way of bigging us up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that was ill to me. So like, you know, Jay-Z will always get my love and respect for that. I've been frustrated, but also as a fan, I've been frustrated with Hov in his career. You know what I'm saying? Certain decisions he's made, times where he stayed quiet, where I felt like, yo, he should be the one to speak up and he should be the one to say this and do that, and he should be the one to depict the culture and move the culture forward. And he has been doing that progressively to get to this point. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Wow. So you definitely know this guy really well, man. So getting back to this album.
Word.
So I think, like you mentioned before, that you knew he wasn't gonna like retire completely. You also mentioned that he wants to keep. You didn't think that he was gonna quit, right? What's going on, man?
No.
Oh, okay. So you were just like, oh, he's not going to require. I was like, what are you doing? You're like dropping shit.
It's just the cleaning people coming in.
They came into the front. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was going to say that I think besides like still wanting to make a profit, I understand why he's continuing to make records as opposed to like, retiring completely. And I totally get why he put out this latest one because everyone's like waiting like, oh my God, Lemonade came out. What's Jay-Z going to say to that? What's Jay-Z going to say? What's his response to what Beyonce was talking about their relationship? So like getting into this album, like for those of you who follow Jay-Z, like my man Sam over here from the 90s and have like been we've been kind of accustomed to like his like money cash hose philosophy. But whether the fact that he's in his late 40s or the hip hop landscape has been changing over the years or he wants to like capitalize on Beyonce's formula, I think the end result is this is Jay-Z's most personal, like somber and thoughtful album to date. I think this one we're talking about. And if you're looking for an album to dance to, like just keep right on looking because you won't find much of it on this record.
Right.
Right. I was just saying like this, like starting off the album, you get the song Kill Jay-Z, which puts all his like business on Front Street and sets like the tone musically and lyrically for like the majority of the album. I have a question about that song for you in a second because he mentions like his drug dealing days as well as like his infamous elevator fight with like Solange.
Right.
So I'm liking like that he's setting the bar right now. This is what I'm getting into. I'm getting fairly open and personal and addressing all the things you want to know. But what exactly did he mean when he said like never go Eric Benet? Like I didn't get that line. Like,
well, what he was talking about, which I thought was a very clever way. I think I will say that this is one of Jay's most clever rollouts that I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Like this, just not even just Jay, but just in hip hop. Period. I don't think I've ever seen a rapper take this route. We saw Beyonce put out the visual album for Lemonade, and I always wondered what Jay-Z was going to do with a visual album. Like what I was hoping he would do is exactly what he did, but he actually took it a step further and did something even greater than what I even foresaw.
Yeah.
So it really impressed me. If you've watched the videos that he's released for the album, it's been amazing. So the line Eric Benet really comes from Eric Benet cheated on Halle Berry.
Okay.
So a lot of people say that he was crazy for that because that's Halle Berry. How could you cheat on Halle Berry?
Oh, okay.
And,
I got you. Because I forgot that he was. I knew he was married, but I forgot he was married to her.
Right. So,
I forgot about that.
So him being Jay-Z, it's like people same way would say, how could you cheat on Beyonce?
Yeah,
That's
okay.
Beyonce.
Damn, thanks. I should have got that line off the bat, but I didn't.
Right.
I forgot because Eric Benet was like insignificant to Halle Berry whatsoever, and that whole story is a long time ago, so I forgot.
Right. And then it's ingenious for the whole Kill Jay-Z.
What everyone was feeling. Yeah.
No, yeah, that's part of it, but then it's therapy, right? So in therapy they teach you that. So they teach you to kill yourself, kill everything that you know, and start from scratch.
Oh, okay.
Destroy yourself and rebuild.
Deep.
So you know what I'm saying?
Love it.
That's, yeah.
All right. So I remember hearing on this also from everyone speculating about this album. They were talking about, oh, this is now where he admits his mother is a lesbian,
right.
which he does on the song "Smile."
Right.
And the track is like a really like laid back beat with like a great gospel like vocal sample intertwined. And instead of like using the gimmick of like his mother sexuality, he does a very good example of like mentioning the things that his mother was kind of ashamed of about in her life.
Right.
And I think like you
talking about on Smile?
Yeah,
Smile.
Yeah, and I think what he's saying is
Stevie Wonder sample.
Yeah, he's saying to himself like, I just want her to be happy.
Right.
That's what I got from like the name of the track and what
right.
he's saying. So I'm like, I like that it's like he didn't like make it like a big publicity stunt about his mother. Instead of it served a purpose in the track and in that song. Yeah.
Well, it did, and what's funny about that is that a lot of people that are close and know and have been around people that have been around Jay-Z, which I've been around those people, and I knew that information that he put y'all onto a long time ago.
Okay.
It was just very interesting to me to hear him actually put it out there.
Yeah.
Because I knew that for so long, and I was like, yo, like this guy, like he's so great at masking everything that you have no idea what he's really about or what he really thinks or what he really does or what he's really been through. Like, unless he's told you it, you don't know it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that because I respect it. I respect that, and I model myself the same way in that lane. Like, I really don't like my information out there like that. I try to keep things on a need to know basis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's dope to see that. And
Did you like that song basically?
I love the record.
Okay.
I loved every record on this project. So
Okay,
it's like,
wow. There's some songs that
there's nothing that I didn't
we're gonna
like.
have to debate why you loved it so much. But so far I'm agreeing with you. It starts off pretty good lyrically.
Right.
So I was just thinking to myself, I was really happy to hear some upbeat funk on the song "Caught Their Eyes," because the beginning to me was kind of a little bit too depressing. So once we get to track 4, I'm just like, all right, I finally get to kind of bob my shoulders a bit,
right.
get my lean on, and so I'm kind of I appreciate that song, and that song actually features Frank Ocean. And I wanted to ask you a question about how do you feel about the guest appearance on this album, because I felt like
I loved it.
They weren't enough.
I loved it. Nah, I loved it. I think it was done just right. I think it was I think it was like art, man. I think 444 was like art. I think that, all the features were just strokes on the canvas of color, but it was subtle. Like, it wasn't it wasn't meant to be anything. This whole album, just look at the color of the cover of the album. Like, everything is subtle.
Yeah.
Everything is very subtle, serious, and kind of like, yo, this is raw. Like, it's packaged raw. You know what I mean? Just to have the 444 on there with this nude tan kind of cover. It's very raw. That's what it's meant to be. So it's like, this is what
the
you
color
get.
reminds me of the same color of Kanye's album that happened to come out on Tidal too. The Year of Pablo. Yeah,
Pablo.
That one's the same color.
Actually, yeah.
So I'm thinking to myself, was there a point to that? Because like you're saying, he's making subtle points. And actually, speaking of Kanye West, they say he makes a subtle jab at him on this album and at Future as well, but I didn't catch it. So I'm like, this is what I hate about when rappers have beef nowadays.
Yeah.
They don't say the goddamn name. I
Hove
hate when
is
this
the
whole
king of subliminals.
I don't like the subliminal shit because Drake is all about that shit now.
Yeah, but Drake got that from Hove.
Okay, I like the fucking
Jay-Z.
I like the fucking
is the king of subliminals.
I like the fucking Tupac thing. Say the fucking guy's name.
But
fuck that person. I want to hear that. I don't want to hear I just mentioned I went to the store and
right.
Wait, store? That's the same thing that Kanye West did.
Right.
I can't fuck with that.
Right.
So I think the only real feature on this album that was really prominent was Damon Marley on this song Bam, the dance hall song. I'm like, all right, he's actually letting the guy come in, sing the majority of the hook, say something on the verses, which was kind of a more minimalistic trap beat, occasional horns on there. But I'm like, all right, I like that he's on more. But I see what you're saying, have the features in the background.
Well, that wasn't even
better.
That was definitely not trap at all. That was definitely.
You don't think that beat was trap?
That was reggae.
Okay, I'm just trying to. I think it's kind of a mixture of both. Okay.
No, that was completely reggae. I mean, everything about it was reggae and hip hop.
Okay,
that's what it was.
Yeah, I think that's the only song that he's trying to come. It's not. I don't think it was the greatest hip hop reggae combo, but I think it's one of the more rare danceable songs.
Some would say. And I'm going to get into some conspiracies as the show goes on.
Okay.
These are not necessarily my 100% beliefs. These are just theories that are out there, barbershop talk and whatnot.
Yeah.
But some would say...
the moon landing was a myth.
Right. No, some would say that him doing that record with Damian Marley was actually... kind of his way of trumping Nas in a sense, because Nas did a whole album with
that shit was
Damian
so long
Marley.
ago. I don't believe that at all.
I wouldn't go with that theory so much myself, but at the same time, Jay might be kind of petty, and it might be kind of true.
Yeah,
we don't really know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just say that it is a theory, in theory, that he did that, and he did kind of trump Nas with one song over his whole album with Damian Marley, in the sense that. The way he rolled that out and the way he did it and what he did on the record and how he did the record, and then the fact that he paid homage to Shorty with the what the bum bum. I forget her name. Okay. Sorry, I apologize.
It's all right.
But she recently only started getting paid for that record. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Okay.
a classic
Okay.
reggae record. And she only recently started getting paid for that. And he made sure that he incorporated that and then incorporated her in the video. You know what I'm saying? So the video's been amazing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Have you seen the videos? Or?
We're gonna get into the actual video I've only seen, but I haven't seen that one.
Okay, I'm gonna definitely tell you about all these videos and how genius he was by doing that.
Absolutely.
When we get to that point, but next record.
Well, I don't really have a lot of songs to mention except for the last song, but I really want to just flat out say I really respect how honest Jay-Z on this project. Like the one song he's talking about, he's comparing himself to his father. Right. I think that song is called Adness, or he's pleading with himself to put his family first on the song Family Feud. Remember that song? I think it's pretty cool how he puts all that macho player shit aside, and he's really opening up on this album. And speaking of that, I want to ask you this question. The song, the title track, I think it's pretty much the song we are all here to see.
Right.
That was the song everyone wants to hear about the topic wise. And that's basically the kowtow to my wife and beg for forgiveness track.
Right.
And when I listen to it, I don't know if it's weird to you, but to me, when I heard that song, I immediately thought back to the record he did in 17 years ago. Do it again, 10 p.m. I'm taking her home, 11 p.m. I'm kicking her out,
right.
12 p.m. I'm telling my friends, go back to the club, do it again. I'm like, man, this guy is really matured. I just it's so weird hearing him being like, I gotta be faithful to my girl and gotta be right for Blue Ivory and this and that, and then now you flash back to him just bringing bitches home and booting them out.
Right.
Done. It's just very jarring to me, even though it was that so long ago. It's just this mature Jay-Z. I'm not ready for it.
Well, it's funny because in hip hop we don't really see that. You know what I'm saying? We've never seen it. We've never seen a rapper get to grow and mature as his career goes on and speak mature content that reaches a mature audience. Most people fall out of love with hip hop by the time they, reaching 30, 35. It's like they done with it because it's a young man's sport.
Yeah.
But a guy like Jay-Z who stays classic and stays true to self has shown us the way you can grow within that industry and the way that you can grow with your music and still continue to be dope, but be dope to a new audience, be dope on a different level. You know what I'm saying? Like Jay-Z's lyrical ability and what he brings to the table is dope on his level. So he's not to be compared to Drake. He's not to be compared to any young artist in the game right now. Jay-Z is at a level of Jay-Z. Jay-Z's in a category all of his own. He's in a lane all of his own. He has a title all of his own that he doesn't even have to defend because he's him. Yeah. All he has to do is not fuck up. And by not fuck up, it means
make another
don't do no whack shit.
Don't do that again.
All right, let's talk about Magna Carta for a second.
Not yet, man.
I don't think that it was a dope album.
Yeah, so that's all you gotta say.
I don't think it was but was.
Would you compare it to his Watch the Throne album as being the low point of his career?
Well, Watch the Throne is with Kanye too.
Yeah. That's another no for you guys out there. When you want to do a collabo album, you got to step the bar up. You can't just both half-ass it together and hope it will equal a great album.
You thought it was half-ass?
Both of them, man. There's a couple good tracks, but you
got a B+ on the album.
You need to hit an A when it's those two together. Like when this, a little side note, when this whole J. Cole versus Lamar album comes out, they gotta blow us off. I
don't think that's ever
They can't.
out, bro.
If it happened, I'm just saying.
I don't think it's ever.
I don't either. So that's the one song that I was wondering, 44, the title track. Did you like that track or how he's matured now? Do you like that aspect of him?
Yeah, I loved it. And aside from that, what I loved more was the video for it.
Oh, damn. More videos I got to remember.
Yeah.
Okay, so
the video for it kind of actually took the song to a different level, and it took it beyond his relationship and actually took it to the symbolism of black people and black culture in America and how it's being portrayed.
Yes.
And how people are being tricked out of their positions with this bullshit. And it's funny because in the video he takes moments where he shows viral clips of viral, Instagram celebrities, not even just that, but fights, like random fight clips and stuff like that.
Like
and he's
the
showing
YouTube stuff, yeah.
right. And he's showing people that, look, you know what I'm saying? What he's really saying without saying is, this is how we're being portrayed. This is what was being highlighted about our culture. But this is the real reality of it.
Yeah.
We are these kind of people, but instead we're getting this kind of treatment.
Okay. That's a good segue to the song I want to talk about. So that's basically him touching on what I feel like the whole song is about that we're going to mention, the story of OJ. It's not only is it a song that no white person could ever sing, it's also a lesson to all black people, like you're saying, like how we're maintained, how they see us, and he's basically giving us telling us how to get wealthy or get rich or get some type of ahead in life, stay wealthy and maintain it. That's what I feel like that's the song is coming off as. But I felt he's lecturing me a little bit on that song, because I think he's saying Jews are rich because they have credit, and if you buy expensive paintings, they will go up in value. And I'm thinking to myself, is this financial strategies that will work for everyone, or did it just work for you? If I started selling drugs in my neighborhood like he did before he became in his rap game, will I equally become a famous mogul like he is? But I just felt that song kind of is he's just talking down to me or everybody. I made it big because I did things the right way. I'm just trying to give you a lesson for 99 cents. Y'all don't want to listen. How'd you feel about that song?
I loved it. I thought
that's all you're gonna say every time.
No, because it's the truth, and I'm gonna tell you why. With that record, what you gotta understand is what he's showing you is, okay, this is what I did wrong. First of all, he's admitting what he did wrong and what he wishes he could have did better when he says lines like, that I could have bought a house in Dumbo for $2 million. Today it's worth $22 million. How I'm feeling, Dumbo. You know what I'm saying? He's letting you know, I fucked up. Okay. I bought every V12 engine. I wish I could take it back to the beginning. You know what I'm saying? He's a man who's made it and still has regrets. He has all this money and still regrets some of the things that he spent his money on. So he's letting you know.
He's basically rubbing us in our face dude, I couldn't buy the big Olympic side pool. I only can get the smallest. You already made it.
Yeah, but what he's showing you is growth, and what he's showing you is how you can think outside the box with how you're earning money. When he talks about art, it's not to say that everybody should go invest in art. But you should go find something that's going to appreciate like art does and invest in that if that's what you like. Whatever you're into, invest in it. Find a way for whatever you love to make you money. You know what I'm saying? That's what I take away from that.
Okay,
I don't take away, oh, yeah, I need to go buy art tomorrow, even though I'm very much into art.
Yeah.
And I do want to buy art, and I do understand the appreciation and value of art, but I also understand the appreciation and value of real estate, which he's talking about when he says what he says about the Dumbo and $2 million to $22 million. Yeah. So he's explaining to you exactly, you know what I'm saying, what you can do, but he's also telling you basically to think outside the box. Look, if you don't die over the neighborhood that your mama renting, you know what I'm saying? Take your drug money and buy the neighborhood. That's how you rent it. You know what I'm saying? So he's telling you, he's not necessarily telling you, look, sell drugs to become a famous rapper. What he's telling you is, if you are going to do that, utilize the money properly. Stop going out and buying V12 engines, because I done bought every V12 engine. I wish I could take it back to the beginning.
Okay.
Remember
Remember
one of his famous lines is, Hov did that, so hopefully you won't have to go through that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I thought his famous line was,
like I told you, sell drugs. No, Hov did that, so hopefully you won't have to go through that. So he was telling you, even then, that's H to the Izzo. He was telling you then, this is the mindset. But again, if you look at the blueprint,
Yeah.
You understand what it takes to maneuver through this industry to release an album like he did and see the type of success he saw.
Okay.
Because Nas has been doing 444 his whole career.
Mm.
There's a difference, though.
Mm.
There's a difference when it comes from Jay-Z, because Jay-Z has been playing the game a certain way for so long. People are like, he'll never do that. Oh, okay. I told you on the Black album, which is your favorite album.
Yeah.
Truthfully, I want to rhyme like Common Sense.
Mm.
But I did 9 mil. I ain't been rhyming like Common Sense. You know what I'm saying? He's telling you, he told you then, lyrically, I would be Talib Kweli. If
But
truth
he's
be
not
told.
making the money, yeah.
So
I don't know if I agree with that so much then. But I mentioned earlier that the production on this album is very low key. Not to distract you from the listener from like his lyrics, which obviously you pick up on his lyrics a lot on this album. And I'm assuming you pick them up a lot more. Well, not a lot more, but on older records as well. Right. Even though like those songs are like more banger tracks, you picking up on what he's saying.
Right.
Like when he's like, it's the Hard Knock Life. We all are like, oh, it's an Annie sample. We're all dancing. But you seem like the type of person that you're picking up that he's saying like, no, he's actually mentioning how life is hard.
He's describing life to a
we
T.
don't get it.
That record was the theme song for everybody that was growing up in a certain circumstance in life. And man, come on, man. Those records like defined a generation. It defined culture. It defined the way we dress, the way we talk, the way the way we bop, everything. What we buy, what we wear, what we eat, everything. What we drink, Cristal, all of that. That's all whole. Jerseys, button downs, Bentleys, all of this stuff is Jay-Z. This is all culture that Scully's with the brim. That's Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Nas wore that before Jay-Z. But Jay-Z's the one who made it popular.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to tell you, man, all of this stuff was influenced by, Jay-Z influenced an entire generation, an entire culture, and an entire sector of hip-hop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not the entire game,
yeah.
but he's influenced an entire sector. We've branched off in hip-hop so far now with different regions making noise and doing different things that we can't say that Jay-Z's directly affected everybody in the culture, but he's directly affected a certain sector of the culture.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to be honest with you guys right now. Like, I never liked his style when he came out because I was all about the hardcore gangster shit. Like, but I respect the fact that like anything that he was doing prior to this album before, like the whole like player shit I was talking about, everyone that people are doing now, he started that whole shit and was doing it before when it wasn't fashionable. It's the best way I can think of, because that was 90, 94, 95. You wanted to hear like you saw videos where people were Timbs and like bubble goose coats, shit like that. He's looking all flossy and stuff like that, in his videos. Even though he's hanging out with like
well, Hard Knock Life, he wasn't flossy.
Well, I'm talking back with like Biggie Smalls and saying like, ain't no nigga like the one I got. Like that was just like a really like clean like rapper.
That was Bad Boy era though, so everybody was doing suits.
Yeah.
Shiny shit.
So aside from like the jazzy tune on Legacy, I think some of like the other unique moments on this album are like kind of like rare, and I felt like the beats were pretty dull to me. And you're probably going to mention how the samples, were great to you. We'll get to that second. But even though I'm not talking about, he's not talking about partying or money on this album, there are still a few interesting topics he covers. I think it's not his best work, and nowhere near as good as the conscious albums that we heard from people like Kanye, Kendrick Lamar, and even that the Tropical Quest album that came out in November. He's not on that level of consciousness on this album, but I think it's a really decent listen. So I'm gonna give this album a rating of a download this. It's okay. It's not that bad. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Come on, man.
It's all right.
You're not being honest with yourself. You gotta be
as
honest
much as
with
yourself. As much as you blew my mind with the stuff you were telling me, I'm saying it's not for everybody. You're gonna listen. Some people are gonna listen to this album like I want to dance. Somebody listens to this album. I'm
gonna go with Praise This.
You're crazy, man. You sure?
Praise This.
This is the greatest thing he's ever done.
Praise all right. This. One of the greatest things that.
Hold on, we gotta play the music for you because we really unleashed this for you. He says, "Praise this album. This is amazing."
Praise it. Why don't you tell us why? Kids to listen to.
What'd you say? So your grandkids can hear it? You think it's that
Yeah.
great? Jesus,
This
man,
is
you went two
this
above
is
me. I thought you were gonna just go buy this. You're saying it's better than that.
no. This is a
I think that's the shot
billionaire's
talking.
confession. This is a billionaire's confession. This is being the fly on the wall. This is being inside the mind of somebody who's seen and done some of the most wild and craziest shit that you could ever think of. I mean, this man done brought Michael Jackson out on stage for one of his shows. I'm trying to tell you, when you've done certain things in your life and when you've seen certain things in your life, to see it all come full circle with this one person, to watch this guy go from Reasonable Doubt to 444, to know that whole journey and to have been living through that whole journey, and you yourself as a listener been growing with this man your whole life, and he hasn't missed a step with you. Okay, maybe he has missed a step or two, but he's grown with you. And you've always been able at the end of the day to come back to Hov and say, yo, I'm 40 now. I got kids. You got a record for me? Here you go. 444. You know what I'm saying? you know, if you're a young man, if you're a young black, Latino, brown, Asian male in this country, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you are and you facing that adversity, this is the album you need to listen to. If you're in a situation, if your circumstances are poverty right now, or if you just come from the streets, or you come from a certain background and you cut from a certain cloth, this is the album for you, man. This is the album for everybody, though, ultimately, because
unless you're white and you want to listen to the story of OJ, you just have to, like, every second word you gotta stop.
right. Well,
yeah. So I don't know. It's not. I wouldn't say it's not like Sam's saying. It's not for only specific races. Yeah, everybody can listen to it. So I'm just joking.
Yeah,
but it's
yeah. No, you can, because the relationship advice. You know what I'm saying? For a man to be of his stature and to be with a woman of her stature, and to see that even they have issues and they go through things, and temptation gets the best of all of us. All of those things are important.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's all pertinent to everybody's life.
Okay.
So it's a very introspective album, and I think it's one of his best pieces of work. But the videos are amazing. So Moonlight.
All right. So we're gonna get into like the after part where we're gonna talk about the album in depth if you want to go further. But for now, if you guys want to like actually, if you want to give us your opinion of what you think of our ratings or anything like that, or tell us what you think of your own, send us an email at ngiradio@gmail.com, or you can actually send us lengthy comment below. Actually, the comment shouldn't be lengthy because you only have so many characters. So put a comment in the below section of this video what you think of the Jay-Z album if you heard it, and tell us what you would rate it as well. Yeah, so get into Moonlight then, because what I got from that album, that song, is Moonlight is basically he's comparing to, what happened at the Oscars. Because
Right.
he's saying La La Land. So I pick up on like the very shallow like references, but
Yeah.
you're probably gonna go way deep into what that means.
Yeah. So Moonlight.
Yeah.
When you think about Moonlight, you think about the moon and the sun, and you think about what shines and what needs what to shine. So the sun always shines. The sun will shine in the dark. You know what I'm saying? The moon, though, does not always shine. The moon needs the sun to shine.
Yeah.
And at night, the moon steals the sun's shine. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about Moonlight and we compare it to how white America has stolen black culture and incorporated it into their culture, everything. So the now follow me. The music video for this is called the video for Moonlight. What they did was they took some of our greatest young black actors in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And put them on a parody, so to speak, of Friends. And why Friends was important is because Living Single was out before Friends. And a lot of people say that Friends is the white version of Living Single. And all they did was they stole the blueprint, and it was a more popular show.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I watched the hell out of Living Single.
Yeah.
And I started watching. I watched one episode of Friends because everyone in high school watched it. So I'm like, oh, let me check this out. I watched one episode. I'm like, I don't like this show. And I recall the same thing happened to me when I was in 8th grade watching Beverly Hills 90210.
Right.
I'm like, I don't like this show. And I realized every person that likes it were girls.
Right.
Same thing as Friends. So I'm like, this is why it's not work with me. I completely forgot that Living Single came up before Friends. I just didn't even think of that. So most people think Friends is like, most people think that Living Single is a black version of Friends.
Listen, so Friends.
I forgot about that.
So Friends comes out after Living Single.
Right, because Friends came out in '94, but Living Single was like
Friends
92.
is more popular.
Yeah.
Right? So him doing that was a play on what white America has done, stealing black culture, and kind of saying we can take this back. You know what I'm saying? This is our thing. This is us. So
how? Because Moonlight won the Academy Award? Is
no.
That what he means?
So when he's saying that, what he means is Moonlight and La La Land. So on the record, he's saying we're in La La Land. Even if we win, we lose. Right? So
because Moonlight won, but we still lost. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, because Moonlight.
So he's saying that us as black people and black culture, even when we win, we lose.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because even when we do our greatest thing, it'll be trumped by white America stealing that and then doing something exactly the same, but yet getting more praise and credit for it than we do.
Yeah.
You know, even rock and roll is actually.
Yeah, we all know that. Yeah.
Right.
Elvis Presley and before that. Yeah.
Right. But that's the real truth. That rock and roll was stolen.
Yeah.
And portrayed as something that white America created, but it wasn't something that white America created. So we know those things. So all of those things, those nuances and all those, the level and the depth of everything that was done is done incredible. Even in the video, you know, the actor, one of the actors, I forget his name right now, Gerard Carmichael or something like that. I forget his name right now. Mm-hmm.
Well,
he's from the Carmichael show.
Okay, the Carmichael, yeah.
He's the main actor on the Carmichael show, but he's in the parody of Friends or whatever, and they doing the episode. And in the middle of the episode, he like.
I was going to ask you like how the video like looks, but I'm just going to watch it myself, and I want you to spoil it for me because I'm trying to picture how do they have a TV show happening while like
the record's barely in the video.
Oh yeah, I don't like that when they do that in videos. But
nah,
I'll watch it anyway.
But you know what? To me, I respect it coming from Jay-Z because he's too old at this point to be rapping in front of the camera, like to be sitting there.
But that's actually a good point because that leads into the other song I want to ask you. The video I actually did see. How'd you feel about the OJ video? Like it's
amazing.
It's cute, but is there more to it that I'm not picking up on?
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know what you picked up on it. What did you pick up on? I just
picked up on it. It's like a flashback to the way things were. And I recall seeing cartoons like that.
Right.
Let me clarify that. I'm not that old, everybody out there. I've seen cartoons like that on YouTube.
I haven't actually been old. He's lying to y'all. He's really that old.
Yeah,
I'm actually what he's talking about right now.
I was eating my cereal on Saturday mornings,
man.
seeing cartoons like that.
Own it, man. Own your age, man.
Now, there's some like racist, I guess, stuff I've seen in cartoons.
Yeah.
But it was never on that level as that video was portraying. So like, what am I not catching in that video?
I don't know why you say it was never on that level. It definitely was on that level.
The cartoons I was seeing.
Yeah,
by the time I was seeing,
there's definitely cartoons out there.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, by the time they were banning that stuff by the time before I was born.
Right, but that was by the time you were born. But there was still a whole generation before.
I believe. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, when I was a kid, I didn't see that stuff.
And know that existed.
Yeah.
You know, and that's about your people. It's about your race, and this is what they're saying.
Yeah.
This is what they're portraying.
So what did you? What is that? What is the video actually? Why did he choose to do a video like that? You think? I mean, mentioning O.J. Simpson thinks that he isn't.
Well, I think that was done also from a business aspect. OJ has been in the news. They've been doing documentaries, a 30 for 30 special, Made in America. OJ Simpson came out. Then he was recently up for parole. So
Yeah.
I think that was all just brilliant marketing. So it was like, and honestly, if you really want my honest opinion, he was up watching Made in America, OJ.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
They literally said, OJ said, they said in that documentary.
You're talking about the one with Cuba Gooding Jr. playing him?
No, I'm talking about the actual
documentary. I thought that line, because I seen the thing on FX, the whole like miniseries about the trial, and Cuba Gooding Jr. plays OJ. So what I was gonna say is, I thought that line that he says was just like, he didn't really say that, did he? But you're saying that he did say that. He did say, "I'm not black, I'm OJ." That's a real quote.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that was a joke, but like, yeah, that's interesting. Oh, you actually can pick that up on the mic, so we can actually hear it.
You know what I'm saying? So this is the video. We ain't gonna play it because I don't know about copyright infringement.
Okay, so you're talking about the what video is this for?
This is for Moonlight.
Okay, so yeah, so the Moonlight, yeah, it's definitely like reminds me of the Friends setting. So yeah, I gotta check this video out. So guys, let me know in the comments or send some emails if you want to comment on that. We'll read it actually on the show next time we do a show. Hopefully by then we'll have some emails out you can read. Yeah, so I think like I want to ask you this before we get into some other topics before we get out of here. Like, why do you put the new Jay-Z album so high? If you put it that high, do you think it's the best thing he's ever done compared to the other albums you mentioned earlier that you like?
I think in conjunction with everything else that's been great, yes. You know what I'm saying? I do.
So you think this is only praise this album then? Okay.
Yeah, I do. I think that's I think it's phenomenal, man. And speaking to the production real quick, I know that you were saying that you thought it was kind of watered down, but I think there was a point to that too. There was an intent to that too, and that was to keep it raw. I think that the emotion was raw. What he was admitting was coming from a raw place, and it was just stripping down all those layers of everything that you thought about him and all this polarizing shit around him. It just kind of strips it all down, and it's like, this is who I am. This is me at my core, at my center. This is what it is. And I think that's what he portrayed, and I think he did a great job, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that was our guest here. What do you guys think of him?
Thank you.
Take a while to applaud that.
Yeah, man. Thank you for that.
And before we get out of here, I want to actually let you plug, like, how can people get in touch with you, and what are you working on?
So I apologize. I think that between this liquor and this rappery and this, what we was doing, I think I just got a little too
You're too chill, man.
I'm too chill right now, but it's also a lot of shit going. It's a lot of shit going on around me, man.
Yeah, that's what happens here in Basking Ridge. It's non-sleeping town, man. Stuff always happening out here in Basking Ridge. So what are you doing, man? You said you have a podcast you do?
All right, so Samm Davis. I am an actor, screenwriter. I also do a podcast called the Samm Davis Hour Podcast. We're gonna keep this strictly about the podcast right now.
Okay.
So I got a podcast called the Samm Davis Hour Podcast, and what my podcast is about is I usually interview different people, typically Jersey artists, fashion designers, directors, actors, people that are really doing well in their field, that are on their way to seeing more success and have seen success. I just kind of dive deep into their stories, and I try to find ways to I almost try to find ways to show every artist how they have something in common, whether they know it or not. Because a lot of what goes on in Jersey, especially with artists, hip hop artists especially, is they don't want to work together.
Yeah.
And the reality is they are just alike. They all in the same boat. They just don't realize that they going the same way. They all want to take a different car to go the same way, and instead of us flowing, we creating traffic because everybody's in a separate car trying to go to the same destination. It's like, dog, we could have all just hopped in one big ass van and this shit would have been an open lane. You know what I'm saying? But so what I try to do is I try to find the common thread between everybody.
Okay.
And it really comes.
You're like a kind of trying to be like the hub of all, like, I would say like talented people in Jersey, and basically they can all network together.
Right.
Okay.
Right. In a sense. I don't want to claim that. I don't want to claim the hub of anything because I don't want to be in the middle of all this bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what's going on with me and my podcast right now, to be honest with you. You know, I get tired of, you know, I'm busy. You know what I'm saying? I run a business. I'm an actor. I'm a screenwriter. I got a whole lot of different things going on. So I'm very busy as it is. So it's hard for me to chase other people around and get interviews and things like that. And I understand that's part of the game, but it's difficult for me at times.
Yeah. Okay. So, like, actually, you're an actor. You say, can people see you in anything?
Yeah. So some of the things I've been in, most recently, we wrapped up an independent film called Lost Souls. That'll be in the Newark Film Festival this fall.
Okay.
And I just wrapped up with Spike Lee for She's Gotta Have It, so that'll be on Netflix this Thanksgiving. And then I'm finishing up a web series right now, which will be shot by Secret Society Motion Pictures and Vision by Identity, which I'll also be acting in as well. I'll be one of the lead roles in that. And then we just moving forward from there, man. It's a lot of different things going on. Aside from that, you know, I model on the side too, so I'll be having modeling gigs, but I don't really like to plug that because I don't live a model life.
Yeah.
And
you're not the Derek Zoolander of the Blaskin Ridge, huh?
Nah, that's not my style at all. But shout out to Derek Zoolander. That guy was a very flamboyant,
stupid man,
exquisite type of guy.
Okay, so how can people get in touch with you if they ever want to be in your podcast, or just like reach out to you? What's your contact
Don't
info?
reach out to me, man. Leave me the fuck alone, everybody. No, I'm fucking with you. Just you know, at the real Samm Davis on Instagram, at Samm Davis Podcast on Instagram, or just go to www.sammdavis.com. That's SAMM, 2 M's in Sam, SAMMDAVIS.com.
All right, so thank you
you
very
have it,
much.
man.
Thank you very much for coming out. And before we get out of here, I just want to let you guys all know, this guy does a mean Denzel Washington impression. This is how I actually met him, because he reenacted one of my favorite Denzel Washington films, the one and only Training Day. Can you read it? Can you do like one line from that film for us before we get out of here?
You know, my throat is a little fucked up right now.
Okay.
I'm going to try, though.
Okay.
I'm going to try.
Okay, all right. You want me to do a Denzel impression? You're telling me to do a Denzel impression? I'm standing here in front of you right now, and you're telling me you want me to do a Denzel impression.
I want a line from the movie.
You want a line from the movie. Well, I can give you a line from the movie if my throat wasn't so fucked up. But because my throat is so fucked up, you fucked up. You fucked up. You got $10 in your pocket right now. You're telling me that you got $10 in your pocket right now, and you're not going to give me $5? You're not going to give me $5 of that $10 in your pocket right now? Is that what you're telling me? Huh? We're on your podcast, and you want me to do a Denzel impression? Well, I'm doing a Denzel impression for you.
Yes.
If this isn't the goddamn best Denzel impression you ever heard, it's probably because my voice is fucked up. But if my voice wasn't fucked up, I'm telling you right now, this would be the best Denzel impression you've ever heard in your life. And I promise you this, my friend. If you ever see another guy out there doing a Denzel impression like this, you tell him that I'm the motherfucking man. I'm the one that does the Denzel impressions.
Yes. Damn. I'm thirsty.
My voice is fucked up. I fucked up.
I want a beer. You want a beer? That's my favorite. I thought you were going to say that line, but thank you very much, Sam, and thank you guys for coming out tonight.
It's a pleasure, man.
We appreciate you all.
Shout out to Jay-Z. Shout out to Rock Nation.
All right.
Shout out to Tidal.
We're going to get out of here right now and finish hanging out a little bit and getting to know each other and talking on a personal level. And this is how you get in touch with us. I'll get the outro stuff right now. Thanks for coming out. And here we go.
Yeah, man.
So, if you want to get in touch with us, go to nghabitradio.net. Also, we are on Facebook, facebook.com/nghabitradio. Or you can go to our YouTube channel. Type in Hybrid Radio on YouTube. You'll find us right there. Make sure when you find us on YouTube, you subscribe to our YouTube and you like us on Facebook. And finally, we can go on Twitter and tweet us at NJ Habit Radio, and I'll answer your question or anything like that. Until next time, this has been Jarrell and
Samm
my
Davis.
guest, Samm Davis, saying have
Thank
a
you
good
very
time,
much.
and we'll see you next time.